Pro reads. One of the best X factors in Madden. I don't know if it's in college football, but in Madden, pro reads. Now, it's not one of the best X factors if you guys are playing online head to head. It is one of the best X factors if you guys are practicing a developed offensive scheme. So if you bought some kind of an ebook, if you are watching one of your favorite Twitch streamers, if you're watching anybody, YouTube streamer, Facebook streamer, whatever the case is, this ability will allow you to hop into practice mode and learn the read progressions of your favorite players. It is an ability that highlights the first open receiver on the field. And this doesn't get talked about enough, but there are so many people within the Madden community and the college football community that are trying to get better at the game, but they don't have lab partners to practice these route concepts with. And a lot of the times, if you end up going online, you end up facing a quote-unquote cheese blitzer, and you can't really practice your read progressions. Now, Pro Reads allows you to pretty much accomplish that. If you go ahead and equip Pro Reads, or if you pick a quarterback with Pro Reads in regs, now you have the ability and the option to sit there and make that happen. Make that a possibility for you guys to be able to practice a scheme that you guys may have learned. No matter which method you guys learned, whatever scheme throughout, this is going to help you guys out. So I currently run gun Y off trips nasty, and one of my favorite plays is this PA double post play. And I have a route concept that is pretty solid. It creates an opening for the running back. It creates an opening for a speed out. I'm actually going to showcase it to you. This is actually, for me, this is like somewhat of kind of like ebook stuff for me, right? And with pro reads, I get to look at every single read that I have to make as soon as possible. Boom, the running back. I see it light up, and I have to immediately dart my eyes and look towards that route. So I'm going to keep on setting this route up just to kind of explain the whole pro reads thing. So again, we see somebody open, we should throw it to him. This helps you do one major thing when it comes to playing Madden. And I'm going to bring up a quote. Don't fear the man who practices 10,000 kicks. Fear the man who practices one kick 10,000 times. So it not only allows you to do something like that, and that's definitely some unk stuff. So I'm old, remember that. Not only does it allow you to practice your scheme specifically by yourself, you don't need a lab partner, you don't need a crew, you don't need this, you don't need that, but it kind of forces you to get into the mindset of something that is almost detrimental to anybody that is playing Madden, and that is hitting the first person that's open. That route right there, hitting that person that quick, is the absolute difference between playing a pro player and playing your run-of-the-mill casual. Is they'll see a guy wide open, and for some reason, they will wait for every other route on the field to develop. I don't know why, because this drag right here with my tight end can easily be taken for a 30-yard gain, potentially even more, potentially a touchdown gain. That is what this ability does. Now, granted, if I held on to the ball a little bit longer, I probably would have been able to hit 80. But that's besides the point. You're getting comfortable and getting used to simply hitting the first read that is open on the field. Instead of trying to force your way to wait, Pro Reads gives you the opportunity to do that. Now, one of the best things for Pro Reads is you don't have to throw it to the first guy that's lit up. Just like that route concept, because there are mishaps that happen in this game. Because there are those kind of mishaps. But again, if I threw one of those routes immediately early on, I'm getting 5 yards. Pro Reads gives you the option and gets you comfortable doing such a thing. So again, he's open in the middle. why not gain those 5 yards? It's not a 3rd and 15 play. It's not a 2nd and 20 play. You're simply on first downs. This is one of the best abilities you guys can ever use because you'll always gain some kind of yardage if you're getting comfortable taking that first play. Pro reads is always active. It highlights the first defender, and there's no pressure. Even if you're throwing on the run, whatever the case is, there's no pressure if you have pro reads on. Now, granted, I'm not saying to equip this in game because obviously it takes time for this to actually, you know, I believe you have to have 5 yard passes in the air in a row for you guys to have this equipped. And some people would prefer Omaha, some people would prefer Gambit. Bazooka is super easy to get, but pro reads is simply the best way to practice your offensive schemes so you guys can learn to hit certain routes early on. Because how many users are just going to be able to simply jump? They're going to be able to simply jump that tight end route. And again, those yards add up over time. Think of it like an investment. Those yards are adding up over time. It's Bitcoin. Drags are the Bitcoin of Madden. All right, let me explain that one more time. Drags are the Bitcoin of Madden. You think you might not have nothing, but all of a sudden you end up having a 30-yard gain, and it is huge to be able to get comfortable in something like this without needing a pro lab partner, without needing to watch a Twitch streamer, YouTube streamer, Facebook streamer, without needing an ebook. If you develop your own scheme, something that you guys need to develop is hitting the short routes. And I'm only talking about this because it's simply just that pattern. But again, it happens with other route concepts too. That's an easy whip route that we see. That's the shortest route that's on the field for this play specifically, because I'm taking the running back route out. So again, that wasn't even open and I still threw it. But again, it keeps me comfortable throwing these underneath routes that will help you guys out in any concept. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna call a random offensive play instead. Right? I'm gonna call a random offensive play. Same thing with the random defensive play. I don't care. I'm throwing to the first thing that lights up. Okay. 5 yards. 5 yards is a first down. One more time. Okay, this is a run play. So again, if you start to develop a scheme and start to develop certain things, now your opponent has to take all of that away. X is open, boom. Now that, again, these check down routes, these short yardage patterns are going to change you will 100% go from, whether you're a bad player, you'll end up going to a decent player. If you're a decent player, you'll end up going to an average player. From an average player to a good player. From a good player to a great player. From a great player to whatever's beyond that for you. But I think starting to hit these underneath routes, these underneath patterns are extremely detrimental to people trying to get better at the game. Now, granted, that wasn't open. I'm just throwing it because it lit up. But again, I think it's huge to be able to sit there and take your check down routes. And that's all Pro Reads allows you to do. It allows you to get comfortable taking any type of check down. Because a lot of us get nervous about throwing those check down routes. But when you got a meta where you're looping, you're getting looped every single play. You got a meta where you're getting hummed at and screamed at every single play. Learning to take those check down routes will make you a much better Madden player. And I think this is one of the best X Factor abilities that you guys can use and utilize to practice those read progressions and start hitting those underneath routes as fast as possible. I hope this video helped, because I think this is one of the most important videos I may have made. And yes, I could have just made a video and said, hey, put pro reads on, it helps. But getting into an in-depth dialogue about why this is something that will help is huge. And this is going to help you guys that are playing Madden 26, Madden 27, Madden 28, Madden 29, Madden 30. It doesn't matter. Learning to hit your earliest reads are just going to make you a much better Madden player. Because what happens when you start to hit those reads that are underneath? They start to change their defense and they start guarding everything underneath. Oh, let me put my vert hook into a 5. Let me put this guy into a hook here. Let's run cover 2 instead, because we're trying to keep the underneath route from going. And then all of a sudden you have a route that goes post up here, and guess what? An absolute James Brown touchdown. My name is Pony. Hopefully you guys appreciate this video. Let me know what you guys think about pro reads. If you guys have tested it out, it will make you better, I promise you. But you got to spend some time up in the lab for you guys to actually notice the difference in game of those early read progressions. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. My name's Pony. I will see you guys in the next one. As always, 2 fingers, deuces. Let me get the squigglies off the field, and peace out.